name is Brooklyn, otherwise known as the Jamaica Otaku, and today we're doing something that has been actually requested by you guys quite a bit. And we are, I knocked the tripod, but it's fine. We are going to be going through two little things here that have to do with me like making art and me, what's the word? Drawing, designing stuff. We'll be going through my main little portfolio here, this little folder full of like loose leaf drawings, and we will also be looking at my Procreate in a later section. Now, we're going to be doing this similar to how I did my pin collection video, that being me filming this down here, and you don't get to see my face, but you get to see my hands. And yeah, so just a disclaimer before this, I do have some things in here that I will blur out, mainly because they will include likenesses of my friends from high school. They'll include like my full name, names of my friends from high school, etc. Obviously I can't blur everything, but I will try and like black out a few things for that specific reason. I won't show everything from this little container, and I won't show everything from my Procreate as well, especially since I've deleted a lot of the stuff from my Procreate once I export it. So I'll show you my files of Procreate stuff, but they won't necessarily be on Procreate, if that makes sense. So if you just see like a big black box fill up the screen, it's usually because I'm trying to either cover up a likeness of my friends, cover up their names, cover up my name, or something of the likes. I would also like to point out that this is a amalgamation of work from my high school books that I've just cut and pasted into here. And yeah, so we'll be going through some like fan art stuff. It's not really fan art. I don't consider myself an artist. I did visual arts in high school, much like everyone did. And most of these are actually sketches from my math books. So yeah, we'll be going through four-ish different mediums of art stuff and textile stuff, and we'll also be going through some cosplay designs I've had over the past couple of years. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully, I don't know why YouTube keeps doing this to me, but every time I try and make chapters of my videos, it doesn't let me. So there will be timestamps in the pinned comment down below if you want to take a look at that. But yes, so this is a requested video from you guys. We're going to be looking through this book first, and yeah, so this here is my art portfolio. I got given this book from my high school, so we were given, I think, was it 3 or 4? It was 3 years. 3 years I had to do compulsory visual art, and we were given these books every single year. I do have another one, but it's full of like sketches and shit of like recent stuff I've tried to do where I've just needed a piece of paper and like plain paper to write on. The paper usually ends up in these books, or in this folder, sorry, should I say. But this one here was the most empty portfolio that I had. I also got given these books in media as well, so I had a few of these books that I either got rid of or I like still use. I have 2 of these, as I said. And this one particularly is a portfolio of all of my art. So I put in random art portfolio as the front because, you know, I want to be aesthetically pleasing. And as soon as you open the next page, it's random shit. And I called this Random Sketches Tetris because I tried to fit in a bunch of little sketches. As you can see, they're all from different high school books. And some of them are off the back of assessments or like were made in class. This one very clearly here. This like right here, math, and it's got like a little list of all the fucking classes I hate. Chemistry, biology, what is that? Oh, it's a galaxy, math galaxy, right? But in here, with the like exception of this thing here, you can start to see some of the fandoms I was in. You see a lot of Mad Hatter's hats, you see a lot of the Cheshire Cat, you see Smosh. I couldn't tell you what the fuck that says. It's meant to be Anthony Ian something something something, and we like smashed together a bunch of words, and that word was made. This is from one of my year 7 books. There you see Yin Yang, Mad Hatter's hat, a bunch of random little emo drawings. You also see a little bit of Winnie the Pooh here, which is very cute. Pandas. Something you will see a lot of, random potatoes or drawings like this. It's not because I was like oh haha, potatoes, so random XD, though that I was friends with people like that and I did have a little bit of influence on that. It was because I'm just best at drawing little random shapes. When you're sketching in a math book, you draw little potatoes and random shapes. That's why like this thing down here happened. As you can see right here, I've blacked out the square that's here because it mentions someone's name. But yeah, so you can start to see where things are happening here, and this is all stuff from not from sketchbooks, from workbooks, and predominantly stuff that I did in class. You're gonna see this pop up a lot because I've had to cover friends' names and shit like that. But I've had to flip through a few pages because the other pages had conversations that I kept. Like I'd write down, or me and my friends would write in my books and I'd like draw drawings around those conversations. I've had to skip those, but here you can start to see some very specific fandoms coming out. This one was actually drawn by my friend and I just did all this shit up the top. You've got Markiplier starting to pop up here. You've got more Hetalia shit. You've got Dan and Phil over here. Me and my friends are really into Dan and Phil. You can also start to see, here's where some of my math answers start to come in. So yeah, and you also see a lot of that like box and a lot of potato shapes. Literally, I made Markiplier a fucking potato because that was like the best thing I could draw, and like best indication of like style I had back then. I also started to draw anime eyes. Got Baymax here. I really did like Big Hero 6. It's not my favorite film, but I really liked it at the time, especially because Fall Out Boy had a song in it. You also have down here some text that says, "I am the Mad Queen." Again, I was super obsessed with Alice in Wonderland, so that's why you saw all the like Mad Hatter shit. And yeah, and sometimes I would draw random sketches like this where I thought it was funny and had the likeness of someone. So this one's Einsteinette, Einstein's cousin. And you've got like cool little drawings that I drew like this, which is just a box with feet hanging out of it, which I thought was really cool. Low-key a little bit FNAF-esque. And yeah, another skip forward. These are like my favorite sketches that I've done, and these two were done when I was in primary school. And I did them and they were really good, and then I colored them and I was really happy. This one was actually made to send in to like Smosh's PO box back in year 7. I drew this and I was really excited and happy with how it turned out. It was like one of the first anime-esque drawings that I did that was really good. And me and my friend were gonna like put this in a letter that we were gonna send to Smosh, but roughly around that time Smosh's like PO box closed or something like that, or we were like too cowardly to send something in, so like we didn't, obviously. That's why I still have this. But I really liked this little Pikachu. It's got some emo shit in here. I drew this, I believe it was just randomly I started drawing it. This was actually for an assignment in year 7. We had to do a little missing persons report in Italian for an animal. I chose an owl, and I cut it out of the assignment once I got the assignment back and stuck it in here. Got some little bridges. For a time, I started drawing this picture and this picture a lot. I'll try and draw as many bridges as possible. And something else that's very common that you will probably see in this book, some of them I've purposely skipped past, is this face up here. Now, the reason this is torn out the way it is because this was actually on the back of a blank page of a test that I took. And our teacher encouraged us to like, once you're finished, you can draw a picture on the back and it'll be fine. And the person who was substituting in for this assessment, because I think it was for like NAPLAN, no, it wasn't for NAPLAN, it was just straight up assessment, but I think she was substituting in and this was a math test. It was my art teacher, and like she saw this and went, oh wow, that's really, really good. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just sad that I won't be able to keep the picture because I really, really like that I drew that. Because like this was just grey lead, as you can see. If you can see in, it's all like little swirls. Obviously, I could only draw one fucking eye, could not draw the other, especially with this proportion thing going on. But I really liked it, and my teacher really liked it, so she tore it out for me, and I was really happy. This is old fashioned, and we don't need to see this, because shame. Hetalia. See, this is, again, this picture pops up again. I was able to draw the second eye, shit like that. This was for an art assignment. Did I write furry? I don't know. This was actually to make a little sculpture, which reminds me, but from this picture right here, I had a second one that was based off of two things. One, the Mad Hatter, as you can see, Mad Hatter, and two, Hetalia. Now, I specifically went the 2P Hetalia route, and as you can see by this little sculpture I ended up making, it was meant to be 2P England. His eyebrow broke off in transportation home, and yeah, honestly, the eyebrow construction was pretty fucking good. The, like, thing that I used, the varnish, garbage, but that's the varnish that the school provided me with. So yeah, it was okay. It's not the best. He's hollow. Oh, this is awful. And from memory, I think the crown and the rest of the body had to be baked separately, though I could be wrong. And I did make another sculpture in high school, but it had nothing to do with anime. But this one was influenced by Hetalia, Pizza, and Alice in Wonderland via the Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter was like a signature thing for me back in high school. But yeah, as you can see here, I've got like a big Hetalia sign that I made, another little Hetalia thing, doing like little anime eyes again over here and here. Then moving forward, we've got some more anime themed drawing. For this, I literally traced over a picture of the Hitachin twins and sort of created two OCs out of it. It wasn't good. This one was traced over Haruhi. This I drew completely by myself, and this was supposed to be like my OC. I've got some more anime eyes down here. And yeah, if you think this little guitar here is Pog, I traced that. Speaking of tracing, I don't know if you... Yeah, you can see on camera, okay. To like try and get better, I would trace over anime scenes, and these two are like my favorite. Obviously, these are from Ouran High School Host Club. I was really happy with these at the time. Also, you can see on my eye. I drew a little swirl thing, meant to be Hetalia. I've just seen what's on the next page. Speaking of Hetalia, holy shit! Oh my god, I might have to do another shot with me focusing in on these. But yeah, in a lot of my little extra books, again, I kind of forced my friends to be interested in Hetalia because we were not interested in anything mutually most of the time, except for like Dan and Phil and all that. But as you can see here, for some of these I directly put into my book, but most of these were drawn in to like little extra, because I had little books and then I had my actual like bigger school books, and then this was like the biggest book that I had. These were typically drawn into the little notebooks, so that would be like my writer's notebook, extra books that I would bring to class. Some of my drama books were these like little extra books, so it would simply just be drawn into that. You'll find more of these little Hetalia mochi things. I also spelt mochi wrong. Oh, good lord. But you'll find more of these Hetalia mochi things all over this book. And if this is not a fucking testament to how much I fucking loved Hetalia, then I don't know what to fucking say to you. So this was from, I think it was from my textiles book. I drew this character, it was like the end of the year or something like that. More anime eyes. I had a thing for drawing anime eyes. I've also got down here. I was drawing these like emoji things, so I was drawing more round faces, and I drew what kind of looks like to me as Orlando Bloom. At least that's what I noted it as. And also ongoing with the Hetalia mochi theme. So all of these little pictures down here were characterizations of my friends as Hetalia mochis, and this one's mine down here. You've got like a little otaku flag, you've got Hetalia on a little laptop, you've got the little Hetalia curl, like the Italy curl, and you've got little like cat ears, or these look more like bear ears, but the cat ears. Oh shit. And talking about Hetalia and my friends, so you've got the thing here that says based on true events. So this drawing here was the one that I did in class. Oh fuck, which one was it? I think it was these two. I did one of, if not both of these in class. And these were both of events that took place in music. So this would have to have been year 9 for me. And you know how I mentioned in a previous video that a diary where I roleplayed Hetalia, and me and my friends used the system that I've used for that diary to bitch about people about? That was this. That was how this came to be. I don't actually ship like this shit. It was like joke ships for like people in our class, and like this was like me, 2 of my other friends, and then our other friend, who was she who shall not be named, was this person over here, which was America. And like, as you can see here, the person who was Russia is drawing on her arm, and we thought it was annoying but cute, so we like drew up fan art about it. And there is more instances like this. I'm going to skip over them, but this is just, there is a lot more instances of this shit happening, and it's really cringy. But I genuinely, this was some of the best like artwork that I did, so that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. Okay, so I skipped several pages because the next page was those Hetalia more of the group Italia stuff that I was talking about, and I was gonna share them because I like decided against, you know what, maybe I will share them because I drew them actually pretty well. Decided against it because in a sidebar beside every single image I've written everyone's names, and it's too tedious to cover everyone's fucking names. So we move on to this. These were traced, though you can see here I've tried to actually draw it myself. So this was like the first finger I drew, and then I decided to draw all the other ones after it. And then this one I drew straight from a picture online and then tried to redraw it, which I did a pretty decent job of, but like put a glove on. This was to draw art, possible concept art for a band that she who shall not be named is was trying to make. She denied all my concepts, but I thought these were cool, so I kept them here. But these are what I want to look at more. So we've got in this little box here a random drawing. I really liked it, and you've got under here Jade Nadine. She was an OC I was creating. When I drew this, I really liked the picture, so I just named it Jade Nadine. But this one I'm really proud about, because at most points in this little bit you'll talk about, you'll hear me say, oh, I traced this to like get better at learning how to do this. Like, for example, the little skeleton hand. There's a picture somewhere, I think it's in here, of me later drawing a skeleton, and because I like traced it here to get the like anatomy, I actually have drawn a really cool skeleton hand from scratch. But this guy was the first like anime character that I drew from scratch, and I spent fucking hours on this bitch. When I was drawing him, I can definitely remember he was giving Karma from Assassination Classroom vibes. I didn't really think about what he was looking like when I drew him. I just wanted to draw an anime character. So like going down, like you've got ripped pants for some reason. And really iffy pants. I drew pretty decent hands for once, but they're fucking tiny compared to his head. I didn't draw feet. I attempted to draw feet. But I didn't. And I'm actually really proud of this, because I started doing shading a lot better with this specific character, and I'm really happy with how this turned out, especially since it was from scratch, from a time where I kept like tracing art off the internet to like understand how shapes work. So this was, yeah, 100% this was from scratch, and I'm so fucking proud of this. No, I don't have an actual character name, nor a backstory for him. I just think he's pretty. And clearly he's some form of poor. Moving onwards, once again talking about my traced art. So something that I found when like drawing and tracing over things was I could draw clothing completely fine. I could draw the shapes of clothing completely fine. It was the people and the poses that I couldn't draw. So this is all like BTS, and I did do more of these, but I gave them to my friend. So these like drawings all are traced off of, and you can tell what's traced by like the specific like way I've drawn something. It's not typical to like the little cartoony eye thing that I usually do with sketching, but so you can kind of also, because there's like very strokey, I don't finish lines, all that shit, but like if you compare the clothing to the actual face itself, you can definitely see a fucking difference. But yeah, I like traced over pictures of BTS and like sketched it out, and then put them and like combined them with different anime characters. This one's straight up just a sketch, or a trace sketch of a picture of RM in a Sailor Moon outfit, but I'm actually really proud of these ones. This one's J-Hope as Kokori-san from Gugure Kokori-san, or Gugure Kokori-san. I fucking love this picture because, like, the only bit that's really traced is his face and, like, his jaw. Everything else I drew, which I'm really proud of. I really liked this picture of Sugar as well. He's meant to be Kuro from... what was it? It was an anime that I didn't finish, and it started in 2016. That's all I can remember. Yeah. I'm too lazy to search up the character. I probably will do it in editing or not. But, yeah, so we've got that. And I, like, really like these ones. But moving on to the next page, you have ones that I'm not as favourable on. So, while J-Hope was Kokuri-san from Gugure Kokuri-san, we've got Jimin down here as Kohina from Gugure Kokuri-san, who, if you watch this series, you'll know is a child. I don't know why, or no, I know exactly why, because I was drawing them for my friend and we really liked Kokuri-san. You've got Inugami, Chibi Inugami from Kokuri-san, because, you know, the joke that obviously Jungkook is the maknae and whatever. It's really cringe now. But you've got V up here, who is supposed to be Tamaki from Ouran High School Host Club. And this one actually turned out really well as well. The Jungkook and Jimin one turned out fucking awful. Oh god, there's another J-Hope one. Shit. Okay. Another J-Hope one. I am missing someone, aren't I? I'm missing Jin. Of course I'm missing Jin. My friend took the two Jins because that's her favourite, like, BTS member. But I kept both of the J-Hopes. But yeah, you can see, like, I drew the clothes onto J-Hope and, like, the face is completely traced. But I'm actually really proud of the J-Hope Kokuri-san ones. Like, especially this one down here. All the others are kind of meh, especially that one of Jungkook and of Jimin. Those are real shit. But now I move into more anime characters that I straight up just drew. So this one I drew because my dad needed a figure for a animation class and he asked me if I could draw one. So I did, and I drew this one here and from scratch, and yeah, I really like her. She's really cute. Not as good as the guy that I drew, but I do like her. She's very cute. The proportions aren't exactly there, but yeah, and I drew this one as an extra. You can kind of see by the pattern of her shirt, it's meant to be someone from My Hero Academia, or it's like an insert, but I named her Depina because, you know why not? Oh, here we go. Here's some more fun fandom stuff. So, as I said, I was in textiles, and I have these three images here because in textiles we had to learn how to how to dye silk scarves, and we had to come up with 3 designs, and the 3 designs that I made were 4 different skulls with different coloured backgrounds, the crests of the Attack on Titan army crests. You've got Scouting Legion, Military Police, and I forget. And then down here you have Hetalia. Now, to be honest, I don't know why the flag of Montenegro or Belgium is there. But they are. And you've got a little bit of Spain down here as well. I don't fucking know. I guess because I was just putting in different colours, I guess, and that's why I chose these specific countries. Like, Montenegro doesn't even have a fucking Hetalia equivalent. I don't know why I chose that flag specifically. But anyway, so I had these designs. These are all just little extras. I've got a little SpongeBob down here. But if you're wondering as to which design I chose, then Stitch will gladly show off his wonderful little silk scarf that I made. as you can tell by some of the colours and shapes that are on Stitch's little silk scarf, I chose the Attack on Titan one. Yes, I made Attack on Titan merch. It's very different to how this one was planned. Oh god, it's so crinkled. Oh my god, it's so crinkled. Okay, so I'm gonna have to, if I can pull, oh my god, they're backwards too. Fuck. Okay, so I'm not gonna like iron this or some shit because it will absolutely fucking melt the thing. But we had to dye the silk scarves. As you can see, the like little white parts are from when I had these in a embroidery hoop so that I could dye the scarves. Yeah, you've got the 3 crests, and I did this twice, so you've got 6 crests. This one was the most annoying one to do, because the other one has like big solid shapes. This has many tiny little shapes, and like some of it bled through and some of it like didn't, like, what's the word? It didn't really come across all that evenly for these. The military police one turned out actually really fucking well, as you can see here. Though it may be really difficult. And then in the middle, I've got the Shingeki no Kyojin. Got the kanji for Attack on Titan. It is really scrunched up. I'm so sorry about that. But I've also got a quote. If you win, you live. If you lose, you die. And if you don't fight, you can't win. So we've got that. It's such a shame that it's all scrunched in like this, but you can kind of tell if you like pull it out a little bit. Yeah, that's Attack on Titan. Especially if you pull open the Wings of Freedom. So yeah, this silk scarf, I never wore it or anything, so Stitch wears it for me. He looks quite ravishing in his little silk scarf. So here you can start seeing like this little dragon that I started drawing. I really like this picture of the dragon here. Very, very cute. Got some more Dan and Phil stuff over here for a little cow being abducted. And yeah, there's not actually a lot on this page, but I really want to show off the little dragon. It's a cool as fuck little dragon. Something else related to fandom on this page specifically, there isn't really a whole lot to do with fandom here, but there is this picture right here that I want to point out because it's meant to be Lost Paws, or Noble, if you actually know who that is. He was like one of the first AniTubers I started watching, so I drew like little fan art of him when he had like the little rooster fluff going on. I thought it was fun. Don't really watch Lost Paws anymore, so also this is from a Halloween manga drawing class that I went to. I was the oldest person there. But like I did really cool, like it was meant to be anime stuff, but I started just drawing creepy as fuck drawings that I thought was really cool, with like concepts like the open mouth concept, the like started drawing eyes and shit. That's actually really cool. This one was like the highlight of the time. I drew some really cryptic shit and the person who was running the class was actually quite scared. Okay, so the reason these are covered up as much as I can, you can see down here I've got little drawings. They're harmless enough, but they were on an assignment which had a bunch of classmates' names on them, so I've had to cover them up. Got more Noble fan art down here. We've got a little, again, this is like from my mind, probably drawn in a math book, but it kind of reminds me of Mikasa for some reason, like Attack on Titan Mikasa. This is the like skeleton hand that I was like referencing earlier, and like this actually really impressed the guy doing the manga thing, though he did tell me to like practice on shading and like the light and all that. I did a little like Kodama from Princess Mononoke. Also did a very Sans-esque skull. not sans, very papyrus-esque skull. I promise you it's not meant to be him. Though I was into Undertale at the time. Also, I fucking found the, like, black dress drawing that I originally drew for my first dress that I ever made. I know in that video I said I couldn't find it. Well, I did. It was in this book. We do however have this little page here. These are just a bunch of faces. This is meant to be for, I did a little US UK fanfic back in the day. It was like a one-shot, and this was meant to be a soulmate tattoo thing that I had for the one-shot. But the thing that I really like is I started drawing like anime faces again in this book. This one's actually really quite impressive. Like, I just drew this out of my head, and not gonna lie, it kind of gives me very masculine anime character vibes. Like, all the other ones are like cartoony as fuck, but this one specifically looks like a bunch of different anime characters to me. So comment down below, which anime character does he look like to you? I also really like this picture up here. Yeah, so now we're moving on to this, which is all the loose leaf stuff. Now, I've already gone through this, as this is a little bit evident, but I've already gone through this, so, as in, like, I've pulled out the things that I want to, but so I don't really need to open this. But yeah, I have, like, a bunch of loose leaf stuff in here, and yeah, that's all that's really needs to be said. All the stuff that's in here is, like, stuff that really isn't fandom stuff or stuff that I don't want to share. So yeah, let's just move on to the stuff that I do want to share. So starting off with, like, the most recent fandom stuff, we've got a lot of Animal Crossing drawings, which I think I've shared on Instagram. I might have taken them down, I don't know. But we've got, like, my girls. I only really drew the girls, and these were all drawn from scratch. So we've got Agnes looking very cute. This, like, jacket is something that I gave her in game, so, like, I left it and, like, put it on her. My queen Agnes. Then we have Ellie. I don't know why I've made her clumsy. She's not clumsy in the game. I've got a little oversized sweater. She's very, very cute. I think she's adorable. I've tried to duplicate their eyes, but also draw them in a way, like, that's befitting of them. I don't know. Next we have Sydney. Sydney is my favorite bitch. I have a few videos on Sydney. Can't draw arms, but I thought this little pose was very cute. I'm very happy with how the little foot has turned out, like with the little flip-flop, just like flopping off her foot. I thought it was very cute. And next we have Bertha. Look how precious she is. God, I love her. So adorable. Now this isn't Animal Crossing, but I drew it around the same time I drew my Animal Crossing stuff. It's a little, like, fairy thing. This is definitely on my Instagram. And I just drew it just because, and I just felt like drawing shapes, and it ended up being a little shadow petal elf thing. Its name is Uwu. Okay, so now we're moving into, okay, maybe I'll continue with the rest of the girls first. Pardon moi. So I've got Audie here, looking super cute, doing a super cute pose. Still not the best at drawing poses, so I tend to go for more of those, like, draw your thing in this, and then, like, draw all the characteristics of it. I'm very proud that I drew all of them, like, by myself, and you can see, like, the little circles I've done and erased from it. But Audie's looking quite cute in this, personally. Tipper. I turned Tipper into a Karen. She looks awful. I'm so sorry, Tipper. I know I didn't like you, but you deserved better than this. Next is Molly. Molly's looking adorable. I was trying to do, like, a little study on sitting poses or poses in general, because I tend to do, like, drawings like with Tippers, where, like, I'll draw a really good body. It tends to go smaller the, like, more you go down. Pretty solid, like, chest upwards. but everything else is kind of meh. That's why I've got like Audie doing the little kawaii peace sign. Why did I say kawaii like that? I've got Audie doing like the peace sign and all that shit. So I was trying to draw Molly sitting down because a lot of the times I would see Molly sitting down. I thought it was super cute. I really like this specific picture of that I drew. It doesn't really look like Molly. All the other ones at least had a little bit of character. Like this one does scream Audie to me, but all the other ones like have character. This one doesn't really. This one's sort of just a girl with a dress that looks vaguely like Molly's. So yeah, but while with all the girls, I like drew the poses myself. For this next one, I chose a picture from one of those put your OTP in here, put your ship in here, put your draw your friends in here, that type of pose thing into my next one, which is a drawing of myself and Mac. I thought it was really cute. Mac is one of my OG villagers, much like Agnes, though Mac is the only OG villager that is now on my island. I sadly got rid of Agnes. But yeah, this is meant to be like, oh fuck, if I can find the pose reference, I'll put it on screen. But I used the pose reference and drew in all the extra details. Yeah, I drew in all the extra details. I think this character is supposed to be wearing like a hoodie in the pose reference. I changed that to my character pulling off Mac's hat, because I gave him a hat. It's meant to be the like Dodo Airlines cap. And yeah, I anthropomorphized a lot of the villages. I thought this one was super cute because Mac is one of my favorite villages, and it ended up looking really, really fucking cute. I definitely am better at drawing on details than I am doing poses. So doing drawings like this is really cute, but I always feel bad because it's like I didn't draw the initial pose. I literally like sketched over the pose reference and then drew in all the fine details and shit. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. It is so very super cute, but yeah, oh my god. So this is Villain Deku. I'll put on screen the initial artist, but I drew this for a draw this in your style thing. I think it was a giveaway competition, something like that. It was to celebrate 500 Instagram followers, or like 100k or something along those lines. But I drew this as my version of Villain Deku, and you'll see more pictures of like a decrepit version of this, and or more decrepit, should I say. This is definitely on my Instagram, and I made a little like meme slide reference to that "what do you have? A knife" Vine. So that's what he's got in his little paws. He has a knife. It's very cute. But yes, so speaking of that specific thing, in the artist's AU, you've also got Todoroki, and this was like me planning Todoroki, and then I fucked up the eyes. So I drew Todoroki again. This is directly from scratch, which I'm really, really fucking happy about. I'm really happy I was able to draw this one from scratch and having it look actually partially decent. So yeah, I've got Todoroki and Midoriya. Midoriya is so threatening. And yeah, I made a little skit out of this. This was a school assignment, and I left it in here because so this was for a Connect Ed, which I think is like social studies or something like that. it's basically the school's attempt at therapy for all the students in one room at once to try and induce mindfulness or some shit. It's boring as fuck. But we were supposed to draw a fish. That was the thing. We were supposed to draw a fish and divide it into sections. I don't fucking know why. And write things that I could do. I don't fucking know nor remember. Write down my strengths and shit and where I'm stressing out. And clearly there's a lot of me talking about Italian. But like, I thought the fish was funny. This was classic something I drew and draw in my sort of little style. Something very tired and grumpy. But something that I actually really liked about this, first of all, this is a little thing that I call Bubble Turtle. I made it as a reference, to reference my friend. I'd like sketched out a little bubble turtle on a different book at a different date at a different time, and I loved the fucking little bubble turtle, so I kept drawing it and things, and you've got bubble turtle here. But I actually also really like this little sketch drawing here, and this was very indicative of like the type of sketching I did back then. And yeah, I fucking adore how cute this is. It was like meant to be a broken little marionette ballerina doll looking thing. Please fucking ignore whatever the fuck that is. It has just occurred to me that that exists. It's a little man. Exactly. It's a little man. And he's perfect and we cannot harm him. It's a little man. Yeah, as I mentioned before, I did a manga class. The thing I'm covering with my thumb is my full name. But I did a manga class and they like gave us like the basics of how to draw in specific ways, and this actually helped me quite a bit with differentiating between like chibis and how to draw actual poses and shit. I fucking love this little man here. He's funny as fuck. But this was a little cheat sheet of how to draw certain ways and how to draw in like an anime way, I guess. And so yeah, we got like different terminology and shit like that. I just thought it was really cool, and I like that I have a little cheat sheet for stuff. I kept this in as a perfect example of me doing shit in my math books. This is all math from, I believe, algebra, and I've got drawings like at the top and at the bottom and shit like that. Turning over, this is all math. And from what it looks like, it seems to be algebra and trigonometry. Especially down here it seems to be trigonometry. So this might all be geometry and trigonometry. Yeah, this is all trigonometry homework, and which was funny because I actually really liked doing trigonometry work, but as you can see on the back, I've started like doing fucking sketches. Every single page of my math book had sketches. Almost every single page, and I kept some of them. For example, I wanted to like keep this up here but also this down here, so I just tore out the whole page and kept it. Other pages I haven't done that, but this one I have. I've got a little peridot drawing. This is definitely on my Instagram. I've got a little behind the scenes of some of my earlier work on the channel. I like used to do stop motion stuff. So I would take a photo of this and then digitally color it on Pixlr, and then I would animate it in iMovie. So there's like early on in the channel, there's a little animation of me jumping out from behind a corner and then falling flat on to the floor. That's what this little picture is, and I would actually physically draw it and then and then animate it. So this is another one of those little another one of those like draw your gang things, and another one where I'd like draw in the features. This was actually made for a friend, and you're about to see on the other little piece of paper that I've got here, like the full first draft that I did, where I actually printed out the physical thing and then just drew over it. I did do a third version of this, and I actually gave it to her, but this was like, this one specifically here is color testing, and as you can see, I've like drawn all the members, or some of the members of BTS on this page, but on the original page I drew all the members of BTS, and then down here is me and my bestie, and we look very cute. But yeah, you can see that I've printed it out by like the little harsh lines here and just drawn over, with the exception of J-Hope. Now, because I don't know if you can't really see. If I put this up to the light, you can see that all of these here have actual, like, you can see the drawings on them, except for this one here where J-Hope's head is supposed to be. That's because I just kept fucking up J-Hope's face, especially since I wanted to put him in this little flower thing. So this is all like glued on, and I drew the little flower and then drew J-Hope's face separately. I'm actually really proud of how that turned out. I'm proud of how this entire thing turned out. It's very, very cute. And again, I'm better at drawing features than drawing poses. So that's why all of these are like all features and not poses. And then like I'll go on to draw over it and then color and all that shit. And I did another one with my friend, and the little picture that's in it would be like a picture from something, I don't remember. This is another little behind the scenes of the channel, my opening. So my opening for the channel is these two pictures. It is these two pictures, which look the same but are slightly off a little bit. And if you go to the very first two videos on my channel, which I don't know if I've privated or not, I don't think I have, but they're animation tests for my intro. If you look at those, you'll see these specific two pictures that are just like pushed back and forth in like a in a little animation, and that was my intention for these. And then I realized if I digitally colored them and like put a pink little cloud background on them, it would be super cute, so that's what I did. And yeah, so my entire intro was made with these two pictures. You've got a working shot of the cursed little deco that I have. Yep. Got little Peridot again. This one's a lot cuter than the first one personally. Another little background of the channel in the same video where you've got the picture of me like going across the screen and falling. You've got this little picture which I drew and then digitally coloured. Well, not digitally coloured. I think the lighting coloured it and then I digitally cropped it. So yeah, this is also in a really old video. And going back to my intro, the little like me jumping up is stop motion of these pictures right here. Except for that one. That one is a picture of Winter. Winter is my other cat. Oh, she's not my cat, she's my mum's cat. Maple is fully my cat, but this is a picture of Winter. But yeah, these are all pictures featured in my opening, in the little jumping animation that I do, where you see like me pop out from the sides or from up. This is a little chibi, meant to be a little chibi of me, and I digitally coloured it again. Actually, no, I didn't. I digitally coloured the background. I left it completely grey lead penciled in the opening. But these are the little intro cards. And just a little picture of Winter. I've got some tiny drawings, tiny sketches, tiny drawings. More tiny drawings. And this is meant to be that octopus bitch from Finding Nemo. Now, speaking more on... Okay, first of all, this is the avatar that started it all on my channel. So this is the little bit that started my channel avatar. It is actually, as you can see, it's quite small, and I picked this up and digitally colored literally just the face and the little hair and all that shit. Everything else was, oh, and the arm here, everything else was left as it was. And then midst 2020 I fully digitally colored and changed the hoodie and the pants of my new avatar, which feels just a lot more like me than this one. So yeah. Oh, we've got we've got the background of what it was supposed to be and then what it became. So yeah. Now this little absolutely adorable little fuzzball is supposed to be the bird Archie from Pretty Pastel Please. I was going to send this in, much like with the Smosh Pikachu fan art, I was going to send this in as fan art, but then Alex, who runs the channel, did something that really ticked me off, so I just kept the picture. I'm not going to send it in. The thing that she did was really bad by my standards, so I do still watch Pretty Pastel Please because it's like a guilty pleasure of mine, but and I wouldn't know that Doll's Kill was really, really shit without her, but yeah, so I'm keeping the little picture of Archie that I drew. It's very, very cute. I drew it from scratch. I'm very happy with it. But I originally was going to send it in as fan art, and then she did something that pissed me off, so I'm not sending it in. We've got some more cute little pictures from a random book. Dead Furby, apparently. Got a little penguin. Got some peacock feathers. Another thing that I drew a lot of was peacock feathers, and I don't know why. Moving on. We've got Mimikyu and Mimikins. This is also on my Instagram somewhere. If you scroll way back, I think this is on my Instagram. Mimikyu is my absolute all-time favourite Pokemon, and so I had to draw Mimikyu. Pretty easy to draw Mimikyu. It just draw a really poor Pikachu, and you've got Mimikyu, and you got Mimikins over here. Mimikins is so fucking adorable with her little flower. Ah, so cute. I don't know why I didn't fully colour it, but then again, if I did, I probably would have ruined the little effect of Mimikyu and Mimikins, but I think this is super adorable. I really, really love Mimikyu. He's my favourite Pokemon. And yeah, so let's move on. So I've got some more. This is on the back of a math worksheet. Got some BTS pictures. Got a question mark. Don't know who this is supposed to be. Don't know who this is supposed to be, but it's giving Jungkook vibes. And Jimin. But I kept this mainly because of the little adorable little ice cream cat. Because I was the only one who was in this specific class that had these at the time. This was year 11 work. So I spent all my time drawing, and I really love the little ice cream cat. It's so cute. Now this one is completely recent, and it's kind of giving me Kenma vibes, but this was a little stress sketch that I did in 2020. It is giving Kenma vibes, but it's not supposed to be Kenma. It's just supposed to be a random picture that I drew. And yeah, I really, really like it. It's surprisingly really good. But yeah, so moving forward, we have, once again, we have Todoroki doing a little shocked face. Very cute. But speaking of doing drawings for Draw This In Your Style to celebrate someone getting a certain amount of followers, I drew this little picture, which is supposed to be, it's supposed to be V. It is a Draw This In Your Style of my bestie friend, Chimchio, on Instagram. This was a celebration for 500 subscribers. It was meant to be a picture of one of her drawings of V, and it ended up looking a bit like San from ATEEZ instead, because it's a chibi, and I'm not very good at drawing anything other than chibis or referenced anime characters. And on the same piece of paper, I drew an eye and a snake. Okay, so this was during Among Us. I drew multiple of these. This is supposed to be, again, my best friend. Back when Among Us was super fucking huge, we used to play on Discord with each other a lot, and used to play with a bunch of friends. I'm not going to show all those other ones because it's full of, like, what's it called? It's full of references. I would show my own, but I can't fucking find my own one, so I'm showing my best friend's one. I've got just offended, betrayed multiple times, good at lying, and being a traitor. And their little username was baby. So yeah, this is meant to be like a representation of their character. If they had a little prop, like a little cherry, they had that on their head. And they did multiple of them, but they're all like references no one would understand, so you're getting this one. I drew multiple of them, and you will see more Among Us in this fucking video. But this is just the beginning. So I've mentioned these in an OC video, but these are meant to be based off of a Nagato Yuki fan art, and I turned it into like face claiming and face claimed her as an OC. And then drew the OC, and it's meant to be like Taki and Anima. I was just watching my OC video, but it's not very good. It's really not very good. But yeah, so these are meant to be based on a fan art of Catgirl Nagato Yuki, and I drew these from, I pose referenced and then drew these, and I think they're very cute. Now, before we get to fuck you over here, we've got the planning sheet for my silk scarf, just so you guys get a better interpretation of what's on the silk scarf. So we've got the Wings of Freedom, obviously you've got the military police, and you've got the garrison, that's the bitches, you've got the garrison over here. So yeah, we had to make these planning sheets, and I kept mine. Don't know why I have, but I have. Moving on to the last of the physical art. Last of the physical art, we have this little fuck you. This is based on Owl from Yona of the Dawn. I watched Yona of the Dawn with a bunch of my friends in 2020, and as soon as this fucking squirrel, how the fuck you supposed to say the word, came up, chipmunk, is it a chipmunk or a squirrel? I don't know. As soon as this came up, when it started making that sound that it does, I thought it was saying fuck you. That's why this is saying fuck you. So yeah, that is all of my little physical art. So we will now move into digital art. Okay, I'm recording this part when I'm sick, but we're going to be looking through some of the stuff that I have in Procreate. We're going to be looking through, first thing that we'll look at is my cosplay one. As you can see here, it is like predominantly filled up with like actually quite a lot of poison ivy works, but you'll see like I'll have an idea. For example, there's this for a while I've wanted to cosplay Dream, like MCYT Dream. So like I've made a couple of designs and trying to figure out, okay, what outfit would look really cute. I clearly want to look like a hoe, so I've like thought like white corset, white pants, and something lime green. One's a lime green mesh shirt and one's a lime green like half hoodie. Then there's also the concept of like dark green pants, which I'm not really fond of anymore. I'm more interested in trying and cosplaying Rambo, but I don't really have a
full cosplay for him yet. My most prominent cosplay that you'll see here is Poison Ivy. So this was like my first design for Poison Ivy. I sketched this out on a piece of paper that I still have somewhere, but I spilt coffee on the piece of paper. So before I did that, I took a photo and put it on Procreate. I digitally colored some of it. Oh, sorry, I think all of it. I did color it with highlighters when I took a photo of it, but still. And like you can see, I've like written a bunch of stuff, but I'm not 100% happy with this design particularly, so I've got two other designs. I've got this one here, which this one so far is what I'm going for not with like the leg slit down here, but like pants and like a cape sort of thing going on for Poison Ivy, and then I've just got a design. I don't know why I put fucking leg slits in the pants, but they're there. Apparently, I want to do flare pants for Poison Ivy, really, and like add a bunch of like floral detailing to it. And then here is like, I'm creating a staff for her as well. I have a shit ton of flowers and all of that. So yeah, that's all my like Poison Ivy stuff. My favorite design that I've done, in all honesty, for cosplay wise, because this isn't just cosplay, this is also just regular sewing stuff. Favorite cosplay, this is my concept for a Celestial Royalty Yamaguchi Tadashi. I'd have to sew every single thing here. I have a very specific view in mind, and like this isn't even the full thing that I've been thinking of. If you're not new to my channel, you would know that I have had this like Celestial Royalty AU idea for a while. I made a whole video on it a while back, and yeah, so that's my design for Yamaguchi Tadashi. Then oh sorry, didn't mean to do that. Then obviously up the top here you've got my Waluigi cosplay idea that I'm working on currently. It's going well. But next we have three sort of pictures that no one will really recognize. This here is just two sewing projects that I've been working on. This top bit here is meant to be like a Franken hoodie. Because I have in the past made 3 separate hoodies and just have a bunch of scrap fabric left over. So I want to make a Franken hoodie, but I need a lining for the inside of the hoodie, otherwise it's gonna be super fucking uncomfortable to wear. So that's been put on hold. And then I've got like a design for a pair of pants, and yeah. So moving onwards is 2 things that I actually want to make for videos. First of all, this thing right at the top here was actually going to be a video on how I made a ruched top that I haven't really shown yet, though. The ruched top didn't turn out as well as I would have liked. Like, it's structural, it works, but it's not as nice as I would have liked it. But I made it because of this design down here. So this is going to be made for a video, and a while back I like did in my like resewing my first dress video, you saw my mushroom hat for the first time. That was like for my mushroom girl cosplay. Originally I made that hat for this outfit here because I wanted to make like a fairy girl outfit, because I had this skirt that I thrifted that I really, really liked. And so I wanted to make a top, this specific top here. Oh, whoops. And I did that. I made the top of it, but now I really want to make a second top, because the top that I made with the pattern that I showed just before, because I made that pattern myself, I really fucking like that specific top, especially since I made it myself. So I really want to get more of the green jersey fabric that I used to make that top to make the top of this dress here. And like, I have all the materials with the exception of enough jersey knit to make another one of these tops, But this wasn't the only design that I had, because as you can see here, there are a lot of different designs. So there's this design here, which is the design I'm going with the actual dress. You'll see this in another video of me actually making it. I have, oh, sorry, that's supposed to go on to, which one was it supposed to go on to? It's a set of sleeves. It's supposed to go onto something. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. What one is it supposed to fucking go on? Hello? Why is there just a set of sleeves? This one! Here we go. So, we've got this, which is like a really princessy kind of top, but as you can see, the sleeves would have to sort of be, sleeves would sort of have to be in segments. So we've got that. Then we've got this, which is meant to be like a puff sleeve little top, which I think is super, super cute. But I didn't really end up going with that design. We've got this one, which is again a very elven kind of, I called it a hippie wizard, kind of design. That would be like plunging neckline, all that stuff. Then I've got just a ruched bust kind of shirt, and this is what the original, oh my god, this is what the shirt that I initially made to make the pattern. This is what the shirt actually looks like, except it's like dark blue instead of green. But there's that, which I really love, but not necessarily for this dress idea. I've got this with extra fucking beading. I don't know why that's still down there. It's just kind of boring. So yeah, then we've got this, which I thought would be cool. It's got a little boob window and stuff like that. Realistically, not very viable for a dress, so not happening. Then we've got like the most basic one that could be made, and it's good, but I like this one better. So this is what I'm going to be going for. So next is this over here. And also, I think I brushed over this. I cannot draw poses for shit. And if I want to, like, obviously draw a fucking outfit, I draw it onto one of these, like, templates. So that's why there's, like, a bunch of different fucking templates. Like, the one time I tried to draw my own pose is this Poison Ivy one here, and I couldn't do it, so I just drew a mediocre looking thing with the basic shapes. But up here is I want to make a bunch of satin dresses. So this is a reference image of like some of the like satins that I have in like certain colors. As you can see, there's a shit ton over here. So I want to make a bunch of dresses, and I'm like going between like cow neck dresses like this over here that's like really fucking long, to shorter ones with like ruched tops like this over here. I've like done designs in different colors. Like I've got this one here, which I want to use this fabric for. I sort of just this is like the first time I've fully planned out like different, that's the wrong one, different like kinds of outfits. Like this one I want trim on, and like they're basic shapes, but it sort of gave me an idea of like neckline and all that crap. Like if you look at this is like really fucking cute, but it's also really difficult to make in satins. So yeah, it's only in concept right now, and there's like skirts I want to make as well. It's only really in concept right now, but like I'm looking at doing like cow neck and trims and all that shit. This is probably the most like mediocre type of design that I have right now, just because like I'm trying to figure out how many sort of dresses I want to make, what lengths I want to make them, etc. Stuff that I sort of put more time and effort into are like my more passion projects, such as the Yamaguchi cosplay and the elf top like dress, fairy dress thing. But yeah, so that's it for my like cosplay section. Okay, so this whole next section is all procreate stuff that I've actually like physically deleted off of Procreate. You did see in a few of the clips that I did have other stacks on Procreate, but they're mostly for like either schoolwork, making video thumbnails, or like doing OC stuff, and I don't really want to share my OCs again. I've already made a fucking video about OCs and it's already outdated. I have a bunch of new OCs that I've like done drawing stuff for that I don't particularly want to share because the last OCs kind of died or were changed into these new OCs because I shared my OCs with the world. So I don't really want to share them again. But some of the actual specific art I won't be sharing as well. Like, for example, the art from my Nothing video, which was from Among Us, and I had a bunch of Procreate art in there. I won't be sharing that in this video. You may as well just go watch that video where I talk about Among Us, which is super dated. There's also, I'm going to, by the time that this video has been uploaded, it's been uploaded for about 2 weeks now, but I'm uploading a full-length speed drawing of the drawing that you're currently seeing on screen. For context, the speed that this is currently at is on 8 times speed. The entire video recording, because I didn't just save it off of Procreate, I physically recorded me sitting down and painting like this little Sailor Moon thing. This is 2 hours long. So I'm just gonna put music under that and put it on my second channel. But this is the result of that drawing, and it's not good. But it's better. It's better than it's better than what I would have done ages ago, let's put it that way. So moving into actual recordings from Procreate, that you get out of the time-lapse feature. This is actually how I made my background that you see in the channel banner of my second channel. In a lot of my other social media, the background banner is this roses background, and in the backgrounds of some of my videos where you see my avatar pop up, this is the avatar you'll see. And I made this by using the splatter tool in Procreate and then drawing roses, because initially I'd wanted just to be able to draw roses just to practice, because drawing roses was something fun I did, and I was gonna do it as something that you do mindfulness or some shit like that. In the end, I ended up just starting to copy and paste the outlines that I drew onto other ones, so that didn't work out all that well, but I made the banner, and I had fun with that. Moving on to this lovely little chibi masterpiece. This is actually the thumbnail for my first ever physical anime review, or anime film review, which was for a bunch of Ghibli films, and it's sort of how I made that thumbnail. It's very cute. As you can see, I drew No Face, me as Sophie, Totoro, and then sort of just drew over a picture of Gigi, because I can't draw cats like Studio Ghibli all that well, so I just sort of coloured over Gigi and drew in my cat's features. But yeah, and the little bit at the end where you see it flash to green screen for a second, that's because that's because in that video you see a PNG of the thumbnail, and that's what this is. I had to change it from the background to a PNG. Now, this whole last section is particularly just fan art, and this whole first part of this last section is particularly Sailor Moon fan art that I wanted to turn into stickers but never really ended up doing so because some of it turned out really crap. Starting with this first one's the only one that actually has a time lapse for it, and it is Tuxedo Mask, or it's meant to represent Tuxedo Mask. But yeah, just gonna shoot it rapid fire with Sailor Moon, starting off with the big brooch, then Sailor Pluto with her staff, Sailor Mars with her bow, because I couldn't draw a wand like with Sailor Jupiter here. I couldn't really fucking draw the wand for anyone else. Then Sailor Mercury, focused on the bubbles more than anything else. Sailor Saturn, why did I write Silence Wall? I don't know. Then Sailor Uranus, wait, I remember why I wrote Silence Wall. Sailor Venus, hello! To represent Chibiusa, we've got Luna P as well. Oh my god, I'm panicking. And we have Froppy. Just because. Okay, now moving into Dream SMP stuff. So I can be a bit more chill. I drew Friend. I love Friend. Friend is adorable. Friend. Yay. Okay, so Sailor Moon ones weren't the only one of these little stickers that I wanted to create, but this is the only one that I drew, and it was for, like, Dream. Or I guess for Wilbur, but also Dream, because it's Wilbur's quote, but it's Dream who's being depicted. I don't fucking know anymore. But yes, this happened, and I drew this, and this is like, I don't know how I feel about this. But yeah, so I drew a bunch of Dream SMP fan art, and some of it's based off of my favourite moments or just people who I like to watch. Like, this fan art here, you do see in my Dream SMP headcanons video, and you'll see what clip I'm referencing when drawing it, but it's from Tommy's Exile arc, and I just thought the moment was just so fucking funny. Like, I don't know, I rewatched the VOD and I don't know why it stood out to me so much, but it did, and it was really funny and I loved it. Going into this Fills of Minecraft clip, this was in the background of most of the Minecraft headcanons video. It started off with me trying to draw a pose and then me giving up, so I just decided to draw a chibi Fills of Minecraft. Still looks adorable. Phil is one of my favorite Dream SMP members. If I am doing a assignment, I particularly work on the hours of 4 a.m. is the best time to do assignment work, and in Australia that's roughly when Phil starts the stream, so I get to watch his content a lot. Witchy Potato. This is all original work now. We've got a sleepy bat and a witchy potato. Guess what? Friendly duck. Emphasis on friendly. I drew this for my friend. That's why he's a friendly duck. And if you watched my video in which I made earrings, you will know I made an earring surrounding this friendly duck. To finish off this entire video, we are going to be doing my best original work, downloading cow. Because it's a GIF, and I made a GIF where you're downloading a cow. Okay, I'm not going to leave you on downloading cow, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I also really, really appreciate you guys requesting this video. A few of you have requested to, like, see my cosplay, like, designs and see, like, my, like, if I've drawn fan art and stuff like that. So here is just the video of really poor fan art and, like, my cosplay designs. Really, really, like, proud of these little things. It kind of shows my development, not only in drawing, but I guess, like, in fandom. So this is technically a sequel to my little fanfic exploration video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry that I kept shoving videos for you to watch down your throat, but with so many, like, pieces of art that I've shown in other videos, stuff that I didn't expect that I would show in other videos, I thought it would be useful to have, like, the reference of where to go for certain videos, haha. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Again, sorry for shoving stuff down your throat. I won't keep you for too long. I hope you have an amazing day and or night. It feels really good to be back after COVID. I'm currently recording this on like the last day of me having like quarantine, and I feel 1,000 times better than when I had COVID, fucking obviously. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day or night. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you could like, that'd be very much appreciated as well. But you don't have to. Watching the video this far enough is more than enough, actually. You've watched like an hour worth of content. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!